It's basically what my dad did, only he just sat in the pro shop.
Yeah, I don't want to. I want to be outside. All right, audio's 1 and 2 are good. Video's good. Nameplates look fucking sexy.
Everybody leveled up. I'm
Two.
Oh
fucking
yeah,
with you. If we
we're
didn't, no, I'm
level.
fucking with no. No.
Oh
I
shit!
was like,
Whoa.
wait, what?
Everybody's like, wait, what?
7, right?
Yeah,
No,
7. Yeah, you
8.
guys are at 7.
Oh, it was 8.
9,
Okay.
dude. You go beyond. No, it's 7.
All right, one sec. I'll be right back.
Oh, we're 7.
I know. I know. I can't. You gotta try. You gotta try. Gotta. All right. Let's fucking do this. Not it for the recap. So.
Oh, Christ. We got a lot of loot last time, too.
Yeah, we did.
Um,
Bard. The Bard does it.
yeah.
I vote for the bard.
Did we, when was the last meeting? It wasn't 2-8. 2-8, was it?
No, we played.
I can do the recap. It's been a little bit, and
Yeah, please.
yeah, absolutely.
Probably still fine, yeah.
Are we on right now? Are we? Live?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
My
worries.
bad.
All right. Well, welcome to When Black Roses Bloom. We last seen our intrepid adventurers. They had finished their dealings at um, the Baron's home. You found quite a bit of things there. You found the source of what was causing the night, perpetual night. You found a sword that its blade seemed to be made from the rays of the sun itself. You also retrieved the amulet that was a personal item, apparently of Soth's, Lord Soth, they had given to them, so that they could have free pass, as a boon to them. So you were able to find those things and important items that you needed to find. Um, you also, as you decided to go back to town, so that you could kind of shop and stuff before you made your final, what you hope to be your final mission to get out of here, and head towards Lord Soft's keep. You decided to head back and see if you can spend some money and get a drink. Um, you guys started to feel the effects of the loss of memory, and realizing that you had to make a choice to attune to the rings to protect your mind or not. And I think everybody did decide to do that. Let me know if you haven't for any reason. And so going back, hoping to have a good drink and maybe enjoying a night or two before things, get serious. But once again, this dark and heavy land um, pressed harder upon you and your being as the news of the death of Sir Robin. Um, you were greeted with that. Left a note behind. Just he could not take the loneliness of being surrounded by so many and none being able to remember like he could. It was almost as if um, it was as if he was surrounded by ghosts, and it just ate away at him. Uh, and so that's kind of where we left off. You guys had found that out. We're gonna say probably that you guys slept that night. If you ate and drank and did that stuff, and it's gonna be morning time as you kind of decide what your next move is. So you have the amulet. You've heard from multiple individuals or sources that Soth is the only way out. Oh, you also found a map to this whole domain of dread, this whole isle, all the islands of terror, which was a great find, but also somewhat terrifying as you realized the scope of this darkness. Um, and you were lost not just in an unknown land, but an unknown land surrounded by more unknown lands. Um, but otherwise, I think that's the bulk of it. If anybody else has any questions or remembers anything, but basically you're at the town now. Yep, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I could insight check the DM to see if this is his way of saying that although he was letting us think we were getting close, that like we're way not even close, and that there's even more and more darkness out there.
Yeah, that's one you're just gonna have to, there's no roll on that one.
Yeah,
Good
well, roll?
question.
Could I roll?
You
Feels
can
a
do
little
whatever you like. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
You can roll your dice.
Ooh,
Sure.
30, just
Yeah,
not
all
quite
right,
high
you know
enough.
what? I'm gonna roll anyways. Just for me. This one's just for me, folks.
DC
Uh,
40.
I rolled the same as my reliable talent, 18.
He's a slippery one.
Does Jeff have reliable talent?
No.
So
Reliable talent works on skills you're proficient with, right?
Is more saying if you were rolling it
Yeah,
as you.
no. Then Jeff, I believe Jeff has reliable talent at this point. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
What say you?
I come down a little early. I'm gonna go do some shopping. I'll be back. Does anyone need anything?
you looking to go alone, or you?
I'd like to.
Okay. I'll
That's
stay
all
here.
right.
And, hold the bar up.
Do you need anything while I'm out? Anything I could get?
Just make sure we're well provisioned. We're about to. I think we're about to jump off the deep end here, and go treat with this Lord Stoth himself. And I'm not sure if it's a one-way trip or not. So we're gonna want to make sure we have enough supplies of just everything. Anything that can, any healing potions, anything that can give us an edge that you see.
Okay.
Yeah, as you head out early morning. There's the people setting up their stalls, and the shops are starting to open.
I'm gonna go to the market first, and I'm just gonna get us like we got a shit ton of gold, so I'm just gonna get us like really good food for the whole trip. Just like
Okay.
high quality, not like rations, but like
Yeah,
some fresh fruit, some stuff we can keep.
absolutely. Yeah, you can find that.
And I'd like to get some explosives.
Explosives.
Yes.
Right next to the food.
Yeah, the next card over.
What do you mean by explosive? Like black powder?
I mean, black powder, dynamite. I mean, like a little grenade, whatever.
Yep. So
Same
black
thing.
powder is astonishingly rare for the most part. More so than magical items. So
No,
yeah, you don't.
They don't
don't
necessarily
have-
need to be like dynamite either. I'm just
Yeah,
looking for
yeah.
something that really what I'm looking for is something I could light, give to Memnock. He could bring it somewhere, drop it, let it explode, something like that.
Yeah, so black powder, they don't even know what you're talking about. They don't.
Okay.
Some sort of wizards, you know,
Yeah.
what kind of spell are you talking about? They've never heard of this powder that can make things explode. So your best bet would be oil, or maybe some high proof alcohol if you wanted to make like Molotov cocktails. If you're looking for something explosive, yeah, I would say that's probably.
I'll
the
get the
best bet.
stuff for like a few Molotov cocktails.
Okay, so you can look in the player's handbook, and it'll be in gold, I'm sure, but just whatever a vial of oil, because
Okay.
that's the basic price.
Okay.
You can have, and we'll say that there is, total throughout the city, you could find, if you wanted, 23 vials. I mean, that's if you scoured everywhere in the
Right.
city. So whatever.
Okay. I would just get like 10.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. They're 0.1 gold pieces.
So you pay a silver
Okay.
piece for
Okay.
all of them.
Okay, so that would be 1 gold piece, right?
Yeah, or 1 silver, because they're taking, because you
Yeah,
guys
or
are
yeah,
using
yeah.
the silver.
That's right. Yeah, gold piece.
Yeah,
silver
it's
piece.
just
Yeah.
equivalency. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
no change in this.
yeah.
I've been counting it all as electrum.
Okay, perfect.
And then you could take another silver piece, or another 2 silver pieces if you're buying like all this nice food for everybody.
Okay. Perfect. What else was there? I think there was some other things. I gotta
Yeah.
trying to remember, but someone else can do something.
Is anybody else? So we can first talk about like, is there anything anybody's going to buy? So I know you guys talked about spending your money. You know, there's that one shop you stopped at with the older woman, um, that does sell some, you know, possibly enchanted things and antiques and different things like that. Is there anything else apart from that stuff that you guys are trying to get? You know, like, oh, I want to go buy arrows or bolts or a shield or something. Basically, if it's just the mundane stuff, let me know if it's questionable, but it can all be found here. So if you're looking for rope and rations and all that stuff, or anything of that nature, you can find, and it's the cost of the player's handbook.
Can I
11 silver.
also get some holy water?
Yes, and same with that. With the holy water, it is much rarer, as there doesn't seem to really be many religions, but it's rare. Well, I rolled pretty good. So there's not really their holy water is a lot of times like, oh, we take from this special spring, or you haven't really
Sure.
heard of anybody blessing anything, but
Yeah.
there's waters from the still lake, that has healing properties. They would say, and by healing, or like
Right.
blessing properties. So you're able to scrounge around if you want 8 vials of holy water.
Okay. That would be 200 gold from the party funds. Everyone okay with that?
Or silver, yeah.
Or silver, yeah.
How much do we
Yeah.
have?
2,000.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we have 1,800 left.
Is that 2,000 or
Um,
20,000? Didn't you guys pile a shit ton of silver
Yeah,
into your...
we eventually took as much as we all could like safely, comfortably carry.
Yeah, because
But
it's
yeah,
like
it was
200.
yeah, but I
Because
mean in the I mean in the bag.
Gotcha,
The bag is
okay, okay.
what I have
Yeah.
in our bag as like the party fund.
yeah, because
Gotcha.
you've
Everyone
got
else
Oh,
already took. Yeah. How many vials did you say? Sorry.
8.
8. Okay, I think I'm good now.
So if there's nothing else, you guys can certainly go and see if this... Yep, go ahead, Jeff.
all mundane. I just want it stated so it doesn't get weird later. But I'm assuming there's a restaurant at the inn we stayed at.
Yeah, they serve food.
Could I, and I'll probably need someone's help to make this happen. Pongo. Hang out in the kitchen to watch.
Yeah, if you slip them a silver piece,
Okay.
they would let you.
I'll
Yeah.
try to stay out of their way, and then
Yeah.
like as I pick up the pace, I may try to like help them with small things that I see that are repetitive. But I'm really just trying to soak it up,
Okay.
And then the only other thing I'm hoping for is could someone pick me up like a block and tackle? It's a mundane police.
Yeah, I'll just take it out of the
Okay.
party fund.
And could someone else carry it? I don't care. I just no, that's all I want. It's out there.
So, I think I'd like for us to stay like one additional day here to kind of have a celebration of Robin in the pub, and
Okay.
so I would talk to the barkeep about financing that, or the little,
Yeah, absolutely. You also find that a lot of the people they're like, Rob,
Ooh.
oh, wasn't there a bard that came through? There's they still remember. They're starting to come around, but you've already see that the memory of Robin is slipping fast, and the name doesn't recall anything for anybody. After you talk and you're like, oh, and they kind of start to remember. Some think it's like, oh, that's been years ago, or but you can see how quickly those details, especially, they remember their day to day. They remember important things like that, but it's like they can't hold on to an experience um, as it's slipping away from them.
So I would try to find like a calligrapher or someone who I could commission a piece to hang on the wall with some lyrics.
Yeah, get some good scribs.
So
Absolutely. So for the whole tavern, you're basically saying you're like going to pay for the drinks and just throw a party. Is that what you're saying, or
yeah,
what
I
do
want to see what that's going to cost.
you? If it's just drinks and not food, and for all night, they'll open the taps. 50 silver.
What about food? We'll add food.
100 silver total.
I'm a bard to a bard. I want a legend to be there, so I'm going to take 100 silver out of my personal funds to make this happen and let it be
Nice.
known throughout town.
Nice.
Uh,
Hell yeah.
night's the night. I'm going to tie it off.
Everybody's excited. It's what's kind of buzzing around the town as they realize the short fellow's throwing a party.
Right.
So you guys are did we lose some? Oh yeah, Flash.
Yeah, Flash said he had to run. He's got a family thing, so
Oh, he messaged you. Okay.
he messaged the
The
Oh,
in-game chat or whatever it
Oh,
is.
okay.
I'm
Oh, I
sure
see.
Andy's scrambling to fix framing.
Gotcha. So yeah, you guys can absolutely, hit the antique or the, special order store that you guys were, if you're looking for.
yeah, definitely.
You see, there's just a vague sense of recognition. You think that your past transgressions may have slipped her mind, though she does take a double take at you guys. But otherwise, come in. Are you the fellas throwing the party tonight, eh?
We are. You should come down. Free food and drink for all to celebrate Robin the Fine bard.
Who's that now?
Master Robin the Fine. Well, you'll know. Just come for the food and drink if you can recall.
Well, okay. Can I help you fellows with anything? I've got some old carvings here. I've got some, old furniture, some antique furniture here. What are you looking for?
We're looking for anything magical.
Rare indeed in these parts, but recently that half-elf brigand, what is her name? She came with a nice load of supplies, and I've spent more coin than I wanted, so I do have a few things that might interest you folks of your profession.
Yes, Syndril.
Syndrome.
Ah, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, Syndril. We should actually. Thank you for reminding us. We should make sure Syndril has the invite extended for tonight's party. Yeah, let's see what Syndril brought. Lay it out
Right
before
this
us.
way. Yes. I will I can show you. Here, come over here. She starts to rummage in the back and hear things clanking around. She pulls out a few things, a big wrapped up in like some cloth. First, she pulls out what appears to be a pretty finely made rapier. She says, "This has been enchanted to strike stronger, more accurate. Tip can pierce, the strongest mail. They say it's a +1 rapier."
But what about females?
She says, "I get you.
What's
I
that?
have this." I'm sorry.
What's the rapier set in your back?
Oh well, I have to make a profit, and I paid a good penny for it. Perhaps
Of course.
1,000 silver uh, crowns.
What other items do you have?
Oh well, let's see. Ooh, this here, she's dragging something back. It's heavy, and she kind of throws it down in pieces. You see, there's a suit of fine half plate. It's made out of a strange, kind of a grayish metal. You see this? This is made from special ore. Makes you quite sturdy. It's adamantine half plate.
Ooh. Is that half plate better than anything's better than what I have? I'm kind of partial to what I have though. But
I could let that go for 1,300 silver. But if you're looking for armor, goes in the back and she rolls this thing out. It's actually on like a little like wheelbarrow almost, like meant to kind of take multiple things around. She drags it back. You see a very nice suit of plate armor. It shimmers. It reflects almost like a mirror. This here is enchanted. Doesn't dirty and doesn't get um, grime on it. And they say that certain magics can even be somewhat resisted with it. So it's plate armor of force resistance. So it's not any pluses, but it does give you resistance to force damage. But this, these are rare items and can be quite expensive. I don't know. I don't pretend to know your finances. I could let it go for 7,000 silver.
What armor do Alana have?
She has that plate, Frostforge plate.
I think I'm the only one that could wear it. And I have just my daddy's chainmail right now.
You could wear that under this.
You know?
Says I've got a couple scrolls here. If any of you could use such things, this one here will summon a swarm of magical snowballs. Snowlock's snowball swarm. This one, however, is apparently enchanted so that your the recipients begin to perceive the world much faster, and everything is slowed for them. So it's a scroll of slow. Now this one, oh yes, this one is quite interesting. Yes, yes. They say by casting a spell that you can peek into the future, perhaps, and see if something you're about to do is of, at that moment, going to benefit you, or perhaps cause you some sort of woe. Scroll of augury. Okay, here now this might interest you. Yes, yes. This here, she pulls out this. It takes you a second to realize what it is. It looks like a carved lightning bolt, but you realize it's actually a javelin, but it's shaped like a bolt of lightning. This, when released from your hand, will strike your enemies like a bolt of lightning from the sky.
Gideon, do you have any ranged attack?
I have just my hand axes currently.
That's a must-have for you.
Yeah.
Let go for probably 4,000.
By must-have, I mean we'd really like to have it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, actually, I've heard the market really went up on these things. Like perhaps 6,000. No, she says 4,000 is what her price is for that. She says no, I two more items of but they are of course quite powerful. Let me be very clear, young sir. I may look helpless, but I have my security. I get wary when
You mean no harm?
handle such items, but she comes out and she unfolds a cloth. You guys are kind of like, ooh, she, and as she does, you see there's a it's kind of underwhelming as you see this like polished brass ring. You see this here? This can close any wound. Let your body knit itself back together. I watched a man grow an arm one time. I swear it. I swear it. The ring of regeneration.
I take it
And
the ring was on the other hand.
Indeed.
I was thinking the same exact thing.
Indeed. I saw an arm grow a body. No.
There's two of them. He's like, what?
Yeah, that'd be pretty smart, actually. Well, if I lose one hand, I'm still good.
They're all like simulacrums.
Yeah,
It's just a wizard.
they just have one arm each time because you have to cut the arm off for it to keep making more.
All right, so she says, "This is quite. It cost me quite a pretty penny. And I could let it go for 12,000. That's a steal.
All right. Well, you've given us a lot to think about.
Oh, well, I've got one more item.
Okay. Let's hear it.
This was brought recently to me. Somebody said that some traveler had left it in their room. Can't remember the exact circumstances, but just a few days ago they brought this to me. And she pulls out a lyre, or a lute rather. I'm sorry, a lute.
So Robin.
She says, yes, this here. No, it is a lyre. My bad. I'm sorry, it is a lyre.
You're a liar.
I guess I'm the liar. Actually, I am a liar. It is a mandolin.
Oh, lovely. I love a mandolin.
It is, from my understanding, I'm not much of a musician, but this is a perfect tune. And she strums it, and Bungo, you hear immediately, like, she doesn't know what she's doing, but you hear, like, the sound of it is just, oh, it is tuned very nice. She says, yes, this here, apparently with the right chords plucked by the right individual, somebody who understands such a item, it can create special effects. I've heard that it can close wounds of your allies, destroy the magics of your enemy, protect you from lightning.
I don't think
So
so. I think this is a common instrument. I mean,
she says it's a bard, or what is it? Instrument of the bards, the mandolin. You do see, however, a stylized S and R that has been put onto the front of it.
Yeah.
I'll give you the craftsmanship of the design is good, but in terms of it being a fantastic item, I believe you got taken on this.
I would trust my companion. He has identified many of our items, and he can tell when one is magical.
I believe you, but I have my ways of making sure that the identity of these items are what they are. I can be quite assured.
I mean, how?
Well, an old lady doesn't give away her secrets.
Well, an old lady doesn't get old without having some skill either. So I believe that you are of skill, but I mean, from this bard's eyes, this seems to be a common instrument. It has sentimental value to me, I believe. So
perhaps you should check your eyes then.
Perhaps. Well, thank you for all that you've shown us. And we're going to think on this. You know, we can't afford this all, right? So we're going to talk amongst ourselves and decide what the best approach is. If we have things for trade and whatnot, and we'll get back to you. But we look forward to seeing you later tonight.
Excellent.
Guys, what do you think? Are we ready to go get lunch?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Gideon, I know you're looking at that armor, but I think we'll be back.
I mean, mine has served me, you know, great. You know, you see like the 5 scars that I have that are new from every time I've died since we've entered this fucking this awesome land. I'm I think it would be beneficial, but nothing is necessary.
I think we'll be back.
Well, all right. Good day. Let's walk out. So I want to leave the shop and get to somewhere quiet where we can confer.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. So, gentlemen and Alana, we could really use a lot of those items. I don't think. How much do we have in the party fund, silver wise?
We have 1,799 left.
It really didn't look like she recognized us from before. Maybe only vaguely. How well do you think she's known in town?
I mean, I don't think anyone's known in town. They forget each other.
I wanted to add, I have 490 just in personal.
Okay.
I have 625. We don't have enough to get everything we want.
No. We could get something really good, though.
There's ways to get more.
Yeah.
Ways to get
That
more.
is. That is.
I see a couple ways of doing this.
Are you going to have sex with her?
That will be option D, if you know what I mean.
I try to explain that one to Alana.
The
She gets it. Right.
So, Alana, can you? Is Alana? Yeah, Alana still feels like the one who has the most goodness about her still, or
If she ever gave off the vibe that she
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to ask Alana to if she could, go back and make sure our rooms are secure and make sure the party prep is going, like in a way that makes her feel like it's where she wants to be. Not
she has no problem.
I find someone to convince her to go away from it. Gentlemen.
Well, what's the plan?
Number one, this old hag comes to the party, and one of us obtains the items. Number two, the old hag never makes it to the party. One of us obtains the items.
Okay. I have 2 concerns.
Number three, we enlist Kieranville to re-obtain the items.
Number 4, you have sex with her.
Right, of course.
I think 4 is perfect.
A and D, B and D, C and D, all of the above. I don't know. Or in what order it occurs. It's really exciting.
Could we perhaps entertain the idea that we just aren't meant to have all the items, and that we could just pool together what we can afford, and then at the end of the night, one of us might still have sex with her?
Well, here's I think how we do this and don't feel terrible. We go and buy what we can, and then we steal the things that we really want that we just can't afford. But we don't take everything. We only take the things that are very important. Armor, javelin.
And then
ring.
one of us will have sex with her.
Sure.
Hey, Bungo, it sounds like you're off the hook. Ren, you're up, buddy.
I mean, I'll be honest. She's not quite my thing, but I like a mold.
Yep.
I
could tell.
I haven't been able to stop thinking about all those gypsies. You know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of their scars. Check this out. You want to smell one? They smell funky. Smell it.
Right.
No.
It's not even BO. It's something else.
No.
Good.
Julie, what did you notice about the shop? Was your ways in? Was there defenses, alarms, anything like that that you noticed when you were in there?
Let's
That's a great question, DM.
You noticed that the locks on all the windows and the doors seem to be they seem to be pretty solid. You also noticed that the front door there was some sort of rune or magic something on the front door. You could not see necessarily in the back room where she pulled that stuff out, but that's it. That's all you noticed. Like, and that's apart from the magical thing on the front door. That's pretty typical for something that's going to have some valuables in it.
I think I know the answer to this one, but
I have a plan.
when she stated that she was confident and not just some old lady to be trifled with, and that she has her own securities and all that, can I assume she was being quite truthful?
Yes. Roll an insight. So with your natural insight, you think she was telling you the truth, but roll an insight. And I know you can't get. What's the lowest you can get actually? Or
The lowest I can get is an 18. I rolled a 17, but I watched the nat 20 fall. I watched it go.
you rolled 17 on die.
Yeah. No, 17 in total with my reliable talent taken.
Yeah. So you think she was telling you the truth?
What if
I have an idea.
That
Okay.
she did have a way of knowing what these things were. Yeah. You think she was telling the truth?
If we go back in, make a purchase, have a good interaction with her, I will leave Memnock in the store for the rest of the day, invisible. Then she will leave, presumably lock the place up to come to the party. Then Memnock from the inside will unlock the door, let Ren and myself in. I can see magic to identify any other magical traps she might have, and then Ren can do his work.
And if I could, maybe go with you that first round. Just lay some groundwork. I know you've got some good
Yeah.
riz. Help me out. Like set me up for a couple good liners, let her know what might be out there. Maybe I'll unbutton my shirt a little, show her the chest hair.
Sure. I was talking about you just like stealing things.
No. I know, but at the end of the
Yeah,
day,
and
someone
you wanna go
has
back to the
have
party.
sex with her.
You know,
I thought we agreed on that.
what's that, Bungo?
What if also
Hmm?
another tack is if she comes to the party tonight, we get her exceptionally inebriated.
Now, when we go in to make the purchase, Bungo, I think you should really, because she seems like the type, and also their memory, that might not show up. So I think as part of the purchase, you just make it a requirement she come. Because if she doesn't come, that's just.
Plus, you can help me entice her. Like, I'll set it up. Like, I'd be really great to see you there. I'd love to dance with such a fine maid. Old maid.
Don't say old.
Such a fine young maid.
Just say maid.
Just maid. Okay. We'll do some role play. We'll practice it.
Yeah.
Or should we purchase?
DM, I DM'd you.
Oh.
I
DM'd the DM.
Gideon, go ahead.
the only thing I really have to add here is, I came into this not wanting to leave it worse than we came, but I have a feeling we're going down a path where we're probably not going to come back, or at least not anytime soon. So if you guys want to get to your shenanigans, I don't care to be involved, but
Let me state right now, my priorities have nothing to do with robbing this poor old woman who's trying to scrape by here. I would rather just pay for stuff, and then one of us will sleep with her consensually, and then we can go about our next phase of plans.
Yeah.
I also don't feel great about just robbing her blind, nor do I feel like we actually can pull it off safely and walk away from this.
I think,
I
yes,
think we're going.
Ron, I think you're correct. I think that, well, getting some of these items do make me think that it boosts the chances success. I think that overall, I really just want to get out of this fucking place. And I don't want us to be pinned at any other point until we make our move. You know?
Let's run through the items again, and let's talk about who actually wants what.
Javelin.
I only have I'm so bad at putting shit in D&D Beyond.
So the
Javelin
javelin.
of lightning, +1 rapier, adamantium half plate, plate mail of
Healing
force resistance, ring of regeneration, and mandolin or instrument of the bards.
That instrument.
Okay. The probably so the half plate is less than what mine is. It just gives you like a little bit of extra bonus, not towards your AC. So I don't care about that. And you guys did give me the boots of springing and striding, so like I can move now 50 feet in once a turn with those if I can jump, you know, as that. So ranged is, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, that actually helped convince me.
Yeah.
Not to poo-poo on the javelin of lightning, but even if we had it, when push comes to shove, it's only as good as like when you're going to use it. And
Yes.
I think that Gideon's got a great point there. So what about that full? Oh, go ahead.
If something can fly up in the air, he's got no way to hit it. You know, like if they're up in the fucking
We
ceiling.
can make him fly.
Yeah, but that's a casting of yours and stuff like that. Like think about our last fight. The Baron went up and the bats and stuff. You know, Gideon could have.
if this guy can fly, I think we're all severely outmatched. So
Yeah, but Bongo does raise a good point. I mean, if the guy can fly, I'll take pot
We'll
shot.
be indoors. Likely. I mean, hopefully we make it in.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that we would just try to make sure he doesn't fly out of. Yeah, if he can,
Maybe
people
get
fly. This is.
It's not a range. It's about you being able to hit someone if they're not on the ground.
Bungo, you have kind of convinced me. All right, let's earmark that one.
For the instrument, am I even able to use it because I'm not proficient in mandolin?
Yeah, if you're a bard and you attune to it, then you will become a proficient. You just as long as you're a bard, you will be able to
Yeah.
be able to play it.
Instrument of the Bard is freaking really good.
And wildly rare in the sense that I've never seen it in gameplay before. It's only this mythical thing I read about when I'm theory crafting.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to mention.
How much was the instrument?
15,000.
I don't think we've got that.
I don't think we've got that.
Even-
Can we persuade her in any way with magics or just with the fact that we're throwing a party for him and he was
or
a good
perhaps
friend? We are closest to
pleasures
friends.
her
His items
so
should
well.
go to us.
I don't have much riz, but I'm hoping that if someone sleeps with her, she might be like, "Hey,
I can suggest she sell it to us on the cheap because we are their closest of kin, but it's using magic.
Yeah, and we saw what that got us the first time we were in here.
Yeah.
exactly."
I think
I'm
we
really
should
worried.
stay away from trying to be forward in that kind of mean.
If we can't afford it, let's not look at it. Maybe we could afford it later. Maybe something else will happen. Who knows? But like, I just don't think we need to push our luck in an area that is full of people that would love to have a reason to dislike anyone. So
I'd like to talk to steering Bill. Guys, let's continue to workshop this and think about it. Think about what
absolutely.
Can we go down to the docks before we go back to the thing and see if we can find Central?
I think so. Nothing else, just to invite her to the party.
Absolutely. And Gideon, that full plate, that shiny clean full plate. Anything you were interested in?
I mean, you know, I like this. It's comfortable. I know how to move in it. It's shit, but it does mean something to me. But I do think that if it's time and we're making our move to try to find a way out of here, I got to be on board and willing to do whatever I can do to assist you guys. And to be honest, I've fell more in the past 3 weeks than I have my whole life. These guys, something here hits harder, and I wouldn't be above not putting it on. So
Which is the
it
armor?
also, so it's like plate is 18 and mine is, my base is 16. So
2 points are a significant thing. We're talking that's 10% of a roll of a d20. So
I'm sorry if that was, I wasn't trying to be meta. I'm just trying to be frank.
no.
You know.
And maybe this is Ren actually saying it right out loud.
Right.
But the other thing is, let's pretend we could afford the Ring of Regen. It's also clear that would just have to be on Gideon, right? Like, don't get me wrong, any one of us would love it, but it's probably got to go on Gideon, right?
You know,
Yes. And I do feel like we owe you something to help you. You've gone down so much for us, as you've said.
yeah, but you know, a lot of it I've been blind to. You know, I could be smarter. I've just been going for the kill every time. Thirsty, not for blood, but to get the fuck home.
Here, you guys are just.
So, you know, I could have been
The
smarter.
shopkeeper left. That's right.
That's rabbit. I do not. I mean, listen, if this is our last night, then, and that's what you want to do, that's fine. I really don't think I want to
We're
have.
not living.
Huh?
We're not gonna live here,
Right.
right? We're gonna die or get out trying. Get out trying or die.
Fair. But we do have to sleep here at night.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't necessarily feel like we have to bring some mind shielding on now, so those of us that had morals have kept them, you know? And, like, I'm not above killing a guy to make us all live, but I'm also above robbing a lady for a couple valuable magical trinkets.
Okay, so I respect you. And at this point, let's go see Cyrindle.
Syndril. Jeez.
Cyrindle is.
No wonder she was giving you the stink eye. I do think I will lean into Ren as we walk away. But like, I do think Bungo should sleep with her, though. I mean,
Come on, man. Were you gonna fucking push me out like that?
yeah,
I thought we were.
just a little guy.
So you guys
the
going
little-
to Zendril?
Yeah, we're gonna go down to the docks.
You find her still there. It actually looks like they're getting ready. Not getting like in the next day or two. It looks like they're definitely loading up stuff. So looks like she is planning on leaving on the next couple days. Not right at this moment, of course, but she's starting to, you know, get things together. You can see the crew is all. They've had a pretty wild couple days. They've since you guys have been back, you can only imagine that they've, you know, what sailors do and pirates and brigands do when they get a haul, and they've
Mhm.
they've definitely taken advantage of their time in. You can see, you know, their bags around their eyes and
Yeah.
all that, but they're hard at work. And Tendril sees you approaching. He looks at you. Ah, hi, old friends.
Hey,
Whoa,
Was hoping to see you before we shoved off.
we're having a gathering tonight at the
Well, I've heard. Been everybody's. What everybody's talking about.
excellent, excellent. The ale will flow. The food should be adequate, if not good.
I promised the boys that if they get this loaded up quick enough, she kind of says loud, that we'd could go and have a good time with you guys.
I'm gonna perform tonight as well. So
With pleasure.
an original. You know, so should come see.
Oh, we'll be there.
I hope to perform as well. Also, a bit of an original, mostly behind the curtains.
hey,
You are a bit of original.
Thank you.
hey, we were just
We
down
have
at the lake. Oh, sorry, Bungo. You go. Nope. I'll shut up.
Please.
Hey, it's Syndrome. We were just down at the old lady's place, looking for some items. She said she got a bunch for you. You wouldn't mind giving us a little insight what you got for them? Maybe to Bungo, and just seemed like it was the prices were hiked.
Good angle.
Certainly, I'd be more than happy to tell you what she paid for.
Can I hear this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's
Or
talking
see
all
this.
about it.
I listen. This is like just the big guy blurting something out. Like he's not being subtle about it.
Yep. So she explains that the price is 30% higher than what she paid for.
Okay.
Which, as far as prices go for things, is not like unreasonable, right? Like that's definitely what the general store upcharges you
Right.
guys for,
Yeah.
Um,
I
so
get it.
yeah, it's not a deal either by any means, but it's probably she's not necessarily ripping you off in that sense. Like, so like for the, for the let's see, for like the rapier, yeah, she paid 700 for it. She's charging 1,000. For the Ring of Regen, she paid like roughly 8,000, is paying 12.
It was the thought.
Yeah, no, it's good thought. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope to see you later. Have a nail.
I'll be there.
Hey guys, unless you have anything else to say, I'm gonna go ahead. I'll meet you back at the tavern. I'm gonna catch up with a couple of the crew members.
No, I think that's fine. Let's pretend back when we were on our way walking here, I wanted to rule out a couple other items. The rapier. Alana. I mean, I got a fancy new sunblade.
Yeah, I don't
Nah.
think Alana needs anything.
I would carry that. I would carry it.
Sure, you'd carry it.
Right. And
Let's cross that one off. I mean, there's like we can start to at least rule these out, focus on what we can afford, and realize that the other ones are pie in the sky pipe dreams. And I'm talking about the kind where you get a good pipe
I feel as though
with some friends.
Couldn't we
should-
go back to where that vault was with like a cart? How many days would that take? We left a ton of silver and other stuff in there.
house is probably gone.
what that's true.
Let me see.
That's
Give her a
right.
map and say there's a lot of silver here.
Yeah,
You can get it. It's
we give her
yours.
a little insight. There's
Yeah.
some magic items
Not a big
there.
deal.
I
Sure,
don't
I
know
can
what
read
I'm talking about. I'm just
someone showed me a map, I
Right.
could probably recreate where it is.
We have the map.
At least for some sort of deal. And
Yeah.
I think
Assuming the manor is still where it's at, where it was.
True. I feel as though we should be able to leverage that. I mean, we were Sir Robin's closest friends, and she just found that item in his room. Certainly, it should be owed to whoever his closest kin are.
That's an interesting angle. I like it more than a lot of the bullshit that you disgusting thieves have brought up tonight. Does anyone
I give Ren a side eye, just like a little glare.
I'm done until these guys leave.
We'll keep discussing it. Bungo, think about it.
Yeah, we'll just wander.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave Memlock there. And I wanted to ask, when Bungo said, I'm gonna catch up with a few of the crew members, did I get the sense that he was telling me the truth?
I don't normally let players roll insight against other players because you guys know it's more of like Bungo. So and how Todd's been playing Bungo. So I think that's better. It takes away some of the stuff if we roll those things.
All right. Well, I'm gonna leave Memnock
So
there.
if you think Bungo, if
invisibly.
you think
and
Bungo
just
is,
have him hang out.
okay.
Cyrindel.
Syndrel, Jesus, I'm gonna smack you.
Get out of here.
It's like, you gonna get my name right? No.
We know each other well enough now.
I'm listening in.
Certainly, we've spilt blood together. We've shed blood together.
I have some information for you, and then some information about 2 possible scores on your way out of here.
Okay.
First bit of information was Ben Dappler. We ran into him.
Oh, his body floating down the river?
If only. He came back as a revenant. A twisted spirit of some sort, hell-bent on killing us. Put Gideon down. We had to resuscitate him, save him. But Dappler's gone again.
You sure he's gone for good? Came back once.
Well, comes back again. We'll be ready. But he's down yet again. The other thing, we have information on 2 scores. One, a hoard of silver. We only could carry away so much of it. We got out of there with several thousand silver pieces. But there's tens of thousands more that we couldn't carry out. No more than a day's march from. I offer this information freely. We could have Ren or someone draw up a map to where this last location of this was.
That's so kind of you to offer it so freely, with no
Well,
strings attached.
On the other side of any free bargain comes what you might offer freely to us.
Of course, of course.
One friend to another. This merchant that you dealt with, how attached are you to her?
I'm no more than I am. She just points at some stranger walking by.
It's Ren.
Yeah, no more than I'm attached to that fool. Just points at. Why do you ask?
I'm afraid something might happen to her. I fear for her a little bit. She might go missing.
Well, unfortunate turn of events that would be with her coming into such treasure.
Sometimes great wealth attracts the oddest sorts towards it.
True.
For sure. And if she were to go missing, I would love to acquire some of the items that she recently purchased. For sentimental sake, and whatnot.
Yeah.
wondering how we might come to some sort of understanding with this.
Are you asking me for a favor? She says bluntly.
I'm not sure. Yes, but I'm unsure what the favor is.
Sorry. What?
I believe I am asking for a favor, although I'm unsure what the favor is. And the favor would involve the location of a silver treasure hoard that's already been cleared out by us. And whatever loot your crew or yourself would deem fit to reacquire from the shop, less several items that you sold to the shopkeep that we would like to aid us in our continued quest. Um,
Yes, indeed. Such wealth can attract all sorts. I might, unfortunately, have to pass on your party tonight. We leave early in the morning. I would hate to not be able to see you before I left. Perhaps you could make your way here before the sun rises tomorrow morning.
oh, I don't know if I could make my way here, but I might be able to get as close as this warehouse over here. I do have business there that I might be, if you wanted to leave me a letter or something like that, farewell, or not, I'll see that, you have a parting gift as well for your men and women. Um, it's a shame they'll miss the party.
Indeed.
Um,
Well, Bungo, then I guess this is goodbye for now.
uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna pull off Corin's gold ring, and I'm gonna give it to her. I'm gonna say this is not much, but it's just a token of my affection for you and your crew and the straight business that you do.
Bu- Bungo, I didn't know you were so. I didn't know you were such a soft-hearted man. What a kind gesture.
It's cost me little, right? To be honest, I pulled it off a dead man, but it's the thought that counts sometimes.
Indeed.
Sometimes the thought that counts. Other times, things that count are much more tangible. Um, and I say, yes, a letter left in the warehouse there, in a crate marked um, up to the ring. That should show you the next step on your journey, the letter. And
Indeed.
I wish you
Uh,
all
it has been a pleasure.
likewise
She reaches her arm out.
full on forearm clasp, nod.
You guys look back from and you just see the silhouette of a tiny figure and Tendril's slender figure as their arms clasp. Um, and she turns and barks an order to her men. And they all, and they start moving faster.
Bungo.
Oh, Syndril. Tell her my eyes are fine. And I turn and walk away.
Bungo. Right behind your right ear, you feel like this hot breath, and you hear a whisper. You know, you're a smart motherfucker. I won't tell the rest of them. I'll start clearing out the warehouse. It's like a little whisper, and you can feel his breath on your ear. Like you can. It feels like he's standing behind you.
I just
I'm
take
just
like
using.
a half pause in my step and then keep walking forward.
And then I'll send Memnock off from him to go start scouting out that warehouse that he pointed to.
And on one of the crates, just want to mark like a Corin or something like that. And then in the crate, I want to leave a letter with instructions on how to get to the Bamfing house, with apologies that it may Bamf.
Yeah.
Recognizing it, and if it does Bamf, we'll renegotiate at a later time, which I'll never see her again, so we'll cross that bridge later. She can take back the loot. And then at the inn, I want to get like to throw down a little bit more coin to get multiple kegs or whatever to send to her crew.
Okay. All of that's doable. You get the kegs of ales sent, and um, the evening's starting to set in as people starting to. I mean, the whole town is making their way to the tavern as it's spread that there's going to be a party tonight.
All right. So yeah, and we should. And I'll reconvene with the folks and Alana and everyone. It's like, well, gentlemen, and Alana, I think we're in for a great party tonight. I think let's really tie one on for Sir Robin. Show the town a good time. Leave good taste in their mouth, and tomorrow, with a belly full of wine, we set out. See this thing to the next step.
So as the night falls, it's standing room only, right? Like the whole town is in there. I can see like everybody getting in, and like somehow one of you is like the bouncer won't let you in. It's like, no, I'm part of it.
Oh yeah.
It's
I'm in the
like,
plan, man.
I know the guy. It's got to be on
Red,
the list.
it's red again. It's totally red.
As you guys are, but it is a raucous evening of drinking and gambling and singing and food and feasting and everybody's taking advantage. He's basically open tap. He's just turned around the barrels and people can just come and fill their drinks up, and they're just bringing out like meat pies and rolls and that type of stuff. Just there's some sweets as well. It's like easy to cook, type of stuff, but it is hearty and good food that they're bringing out and serving to
I'd like
fruits.
to imagine I spend a lot of time in the back, watching, helping cook, and maybe even potentially bussing tables, things like that, to the point where
Working now. Watch out, fellas!
Yeah.
Come on now. No smoking inside. He's just like making his way through, carrying drinks.
I'll do.
yeah, like all the townspeople think I work there now. Like,
Yeah,
I've got a little apron on, and
I made 15 silver in tips.
He knows everybody's name now. He's like,
Yeah.
Jerry, get out of my fucking way.
He's only had to hear it one time. Yeah, like he's. Yeah.
oh, that's right, because I do know all their fucking names.
You're burning the sauce.
I would.
Yeah.
I would like to. While all this is going on, just like stand in the back, drink, watch everybody. If there's a fight breaks out, I'm gonna step in, and split people up and remind them that the beer's free, and there's no reason to fight. And every time I get to a point where like I can refill my drink, I'm just gonna look over at the door waiting for Syndrome.
So yeah, the night's going by. You're drinking, enjoying yourself. There's some other, you wouldn't call them bards, but musicians who do play here and there. But everybody is kind of waiting. Bungo has made it known that he's singing a particular song. He's probably sang a few throughout the night, but that he had a performance, perhaps he would call it, that he was, So it is about that point. It's probably past the you're probably into the morning now, early, maybe after midnight, as people are nice and buzzed, and the ones that aren't lightweights are right where they want to be, where you want them to be for um, a good crowd. You know that if they go too much longer, then they're gonna start getting a little raucous and a little which you've seen too many times. So yeah, is that your plan, is to perform?
It is.
Well, they
Right.
give you the
Before he's performing, I'm gonna send a message to Bungo.
Okay.
Should I go off while you're doing this?
No. This is. I mean, you can run your game. I'm just singing.
I'll
If it's advantageous, then it's advantageous.
I'll leave my knock here. While he's performing, I'm gonna head to her shop.
Okay.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
What is Cyrano?
I don't understand.
No!
I'm just going. You know.
Oh, just as an observer. Okay, so I would go up and take the stage, and
I bring Bungo a flight of different beer shooters. They're all the same beer, but they're all in shot
Some are
glass.
warmer than others, though.
Yeah, but it's like a whole. There's like 8 of them, and for some reason, they are different colors, but they came
Clear.
from the same place.
Yeah, which really concerns you.
so I would play a little game with the crowd there, where I would just hover my hand over each one and be like, and like see like if they're like,
Yeah, people are going crazy because they know. They're like, no, not that one, not that one.
Yeah, and I would hope that my well, I'll put the placard up later, I guess, with the lyrics. But yeah, I'd take an extra drink of ale for courage. And,
Okay. You do. The crowd gets as quiet as it's gonna get as it's kind of anticipating your performance.
I composed this new song for a dear friend of many of you, Sir Robin the Fine, the bard that frequented this establishment. May his name live in memory.
Bard who told his own tale.
Yes.
Yeah, God damn it, that's good. Write that down.
And I'm going, and I'm putting aside the hurdy-gurdy and busting out a lyre
Okay.
for this particular song.
Okay.
I'm saying, goodbye, Robin the Fine. Though the folk never truly knew you, you had the grace to hold yourself while those around you fell. Voices came from darkness, whispered into your brain. They set you on the dread path, and your friends forgot their names. And it seems to me you lived your life like a song upon the wind, never knowing who to cling to when the fog rolled in. And I would have liked to known you, but farewell we must bid. Your lute strings broke long before your legend ever did. Continue going on.
So as you perform your original score, and everybody is absolutely enamored at, and there is, as you finish your last words there and let the lyre, you said it's a lyre or what, a lute, as you string kind of, there is a bit of a pause there, a quiet pause. Go ahead and give me a performance roll. You can do it with advantage with your very nice custom lyrics.
Penis.
Yeah, that's the word.
That's
What's the
that's
thing?
it.
That stuff we used to eat in college. What was that?
Penis.
No. What?
19.
And then after that little pause for a second, you hear, the place erupts in cheers, and there's throwing some silver coins, and people are rocking back and forth, and what you do notice, though, what gets your attention is as you're singing and you're used to kind of scanning the crowd, something you have yet to see in almost anyone, apart from Sir Robin, Sindril, a few folks, that a look of recognition that almost everybody walks around with when they're not looking at something new or unknown. That look of familiarity that, when you're just living your life, that, gleam in the eye. You see it as if somehow those words, sparked a ghost or a shadow of a memory that they had lost, as everybody erupts into, cheers, and you've brought the house down, as it were, as people seem to have just enjoyed every bit of it. Yeah,
Right.
and you hear someone, "Sir Robin!"
And I just drink Ren's flight of beers in a row. Just like drink, 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 drink.
Perfect. If everybody's, I'd like a Constitution roll from saving throw from everybody. It's not to see if you're blackout drunk, but let's see how you've all been drinking. Apart from anyone who's like Bones, obviously he doesn't have to because he hasn't been partaking as much. 7. So after that fight, you are drunk, right? Like you're enjoying. You're not sick yet. It's not like you're sick, but you're drunk. Like you see Bungo, he's having a good time, but he's not just buzzed. He is drunk, and he's he's slurring his words a little bit. Not stumbling, but he's not 100% on his feet. He's in it. What about Red?
Oh,
Sorry.
11 here. And
11,
I just want to go on record saying I love Drunk Bungo. Like I think he's funnier. Like I think he's a little more on point.
You just have a strong buzz, Ren, as like you're not drunk like slurring your words, but you're definitely like another beer and you'll be there. And then would you roll, Gideon?
Sweating it off,
17.
You're fine. You got a little buzz going, just where you want to be. Somewhat, you wanted to keep your wits about you. I'm assuming because you were watching, but you're at that point where you realized you subconsciously were tapping your foot, and you kind of, your arms, you've gotten more relaxed, and you're smiling a little bit more. But you're definitely pretty aware, like coherent and aware as the night rolls on into the early evening. Bones, when you show up, it's probably 1 in the morning.
So I'm gonna stay like a couple blocks away.
Yep.
And I'm gonna do the flock of familiars and get 3 of them, and I'm just gonna have them hovering around and just watching.
Okay. You don't see anything. You don't see any activity coming from within, and for an hour, we'll say you can stay longer, but let's say from when you got there till 2, no activity. Nobody's coming, going. There's not any lights inside. It looks completely closed up and quiet.
Okay, I'll stay there. I'm gonna send one of them to, or how long does this last? That's a good question. It lasts an hour. So before the hour is up, like a little bit before, I'm gonna send one of them off to just go look at the warehouse.
Okay. Give me a perception roll from your imp, if he's the like your if that's the one he's looking at.
Yep. What's the imps? Okay, sorry, I gotta get his stats. I didn't have.
Yeah, no worries.
I think it's +2.
I love you changing it to the tavern noise on the background. I subconsciously just have been enjoying it and then realized though, like that was well done. I was like, hey, I'm feeling merry and having a good time. What is? Oh,
hey,
everybody seems to be laughing.
I'm trying my persuasion on the DM.
21.
Yeah.
You hear commotion. It's not loud by any means, but there's some stuff going on inside.
Okay, can you just
the doors
go
are
up
closed
through like under the roof or something, like a little lip under the roof and look down?
Yeah, he's able to find a crack in the warehouse somewhere up on the roof that he's able to kind of lifts up a little and be able to peer in, and there's a few dark figures moving around that crate, and it looks like they're actually kind of like hammering it shut, or not hammering it. Yeah, actually probably still like lightly kind of making sure it's not going to just get pulled off. And it's this large crate and a smaller crate next to it, it is definitely the one you guys marked.
Cool. I'll head back.
So how late are you guys staying up? The sun, let's say it's 3 o'clock in the morning. You guys are all as hammered as you want to be, or as hammered as you were when you rolled. Are you? I mean, there are people who are going to stay. People. Yeah. Some of these people are going to party till the sun comes up. What about you guys?
I want to sleep long enough so I should still get a long rest.
Yeah.
Same.
Yep. So I would say if you go to bed now, and you would probably get up around 10 a.m. to get your long rest.
Yeah, that's my preferred time to wake up. Actually.
Yeah. It's like that's a little early for me actually.
We make it like 10:40.
Yeah. So at that point, most of the only people that are still around are people who are shit-faced drunk, like beyond belief, and like those like hardcore, like the guys who can just party hard, who can still. There's some guys playing darts that seem to be doing okay and whatnot.
I say that's when Bones comes back.
Did we happen to see the old lady? Did she show up?
No, she never showed up. Central didn't show up either, which is crazy.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to make a big scene out of it because but Gideon would be a little disappointed, you know, before we head to bed because he always had like an extra beer ready to have with her.
I'll just message Bungo. Actually, no. I'll just give him a thumbs up from across the room.
Glad you liked the song.
Amazing performance. Truly.
I all around.
All right.
You guys wake up in the morning, you feeling a little rough, but I'm sure Gideon's okay. Bungo, you're feeling it. You're definitely probably gonna have an ale in the morning, a little bit of the hair of the dog that bit you, and a good meal. Get some bread in you to suck up some of that, some protein, suck up some of that alcohol.
I mean, I was gonna have ale in the morning anyways.
Yeah, and so what are you guys doing? It's you have your meals probably around 11 or so, or noon maybe at the latest.
Really? I think we're gonna set off tonight, right, guys? Or this morning
Mm-hmm.
to see our destiny. So we'll hit. I have to, since we didn't see Cyrandil, we should go
Central.
maybe.
I'm gonna correct him this time. Like Gideon is gonna
Yeah.
correct you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I was kind of hoping I would see you last night. We got off to a bit of a rough start, and you know.
Yeah, I didn't see that old lady, so it looks like neither one of us got lucky.
Damn.
Damn.
She really blew you
Hunter,
off.
we should go pop down to the docks on the way out of town and see if she's still at port.
But the old lady, no fucking way, man.
Yeah.
She's probably at her.
Central's busy. I was just.
Look, all kidding aside, I'll go with Bungo. Sounds like a trip.
Okay.
Let me just finish some of my breakfast. And I just chug.
Liquid
Actually, if you two want to get if you three, Alana and you two want to get the the transport ready, like I don't know. So to get to the chasm, or it's either a bridge or a chasm to get the sauce, right? We either have to go deep in a chasm, or is there a bridge?
We have
the keep is just on the edge of it, so it's there's yeah. So you could go try to get in either way, but you think you can just walk up to
The front
keep,
door?
at least from your understanding. Well, I mean, you haven't seen it, but yeah, it's not as though there's nothing you've been told that it's like on the other side of a giant, ravine or anything. It's just
Do we need
on
a
the edge.
wagon or anything to get there, or is it walking?
It's probably 2-day travel. 2 or 3, maybe 3, maybe the evening on the second day.
Okay, so if you three want to stay here, Bones and I can go down to the docks and see if they're still around, and
yeah.
invite them up for breakfast.
You want me to pay for a couple horses and a wagon if we can?
Here, take this party fund.
Yeah, I got some.
Yeah.
I got some left. I haven't spent much here, so.
That sounds like a good
I'll
idea.
give you 200. Just use it if you need to.
Save on walking.
All right.
Okay. So we'll meet back here in about 20, 30 minutes and get out of Dodge. All right.
Okay, so yeah, you guys make your way down there. You see that the boat is gone. So for horses, if you got 2 horses and a cart, it would cost you 135 silver.
Okay, I'll pay it.
Yeah, you see the ship is gone.
We should name one of the horses here.
I'm gonna start fucking correcting you.
No.
It's on purpose.
Oh. Bones, is the warehouse safe to go into?
Yeah, seemed fine.
I just look around, make sure that nothing looks askance, like there's no one watching us, sort of thing.
As you scan, you don't see anybody. Nothing looks out of the ordinary. Most people, actually, there's like the town is actually a little quieter, as you would imagine. A lot of folks are sleeping in a little bit. Yep.
Yeah, we threw a party.
Be ready with that bag of holding bones. This stuff's gonna be heavy, and we don't want others to see it.
Well, I took a little silver out of the bag before we left,
Yep.
so
All right. Yeah. So I think we would go in and look for our box with loot.
As you move around, you're pretty quickly able to find it. You have to. It looks like somebody's piled some stuff on top of it. You kind of move it off there. You see that there's a, your symbol you put on there. You just use one of your crowbars or something to
yeah, I've
get a little
got
pry
a crowbar.
as the top
Okay.
pries open. You see there's like a canvas blanket covering whatever's inside there. You see there's the note you left is gone, and then there is a note as well there.
I'll
As you
pick it
pick
up.
it up, you see
Hand it
it
to him.
says, "It's unfortunate, friends, that I couldn't say goodbye in person, though it has been a pleasure. And if you ever need anything, find me on the river. Um, not you wouldn't you wouldn't blame me for making sure our favors were uh, equal, or I sure did have an eye for that brass ring." And as you lift the top off, you see
Mm.
everything everything. You see the rapier, the half plate, the plate
Oh,
mail, the javelin, and the mandolin. The only thing that is missing is that ring of regeneration.
Okay. Okay. In the bag.
yeah, I think we should be good. I'm not gonna keep it in there permanently anyway, so
Should we burn this place down, Bones?
no. Let's go.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sometimes I get these.
Some of those
These are-
fucking intrusive thoughts. Maybe we'll burn them all.
I want to alignment check Bungo someday. Like, I wasn't here for it, but like at some point I gotta know.
While we're walking back, I just want you to know, I know what you did isn't probably the most popular thing, but I think it was the right one.
I'm glad you think that. I'm glad you know what I'm capable of when pushed. And I'm glad you know when to keep your mouth shut. And I give him a little clap on the hip because I can't reach his shoulder. Like clap on the lower back. Friendly clap.
I'll
Is it a good game, Spank?
Well, try to be higher. I don't know if I succeeded.
No, it's like a high five, but it turns into a good game, Spank.
yeah. Like just the bottom.
I'm just like tugging.
Apple tag him, back of the hand to the nuts. He's like,
oh. I'll just say, you too, but you hear it like from right next to your ear and from my mouth up there.
Keeping an eye on you.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my eyes.
Keeping 3 on you.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, you guys make it. You meet them back at the.
Yeah.
He's got a. You see, there's a cart.
Yeah, I got a cart and 2 horses. The names are 1 and 2.
Nice.
Thing 1, thing 2.
Yep.
Love it.
Number 2.
I've actually been helping, get some of our gear
Yeah.
already on the cart.
Yeah, same with Alana, I would imagine. We're ready to go.
Okay.
Awesome.
Are you guys heading out towards the direction? You're gonna be going west, following the river basically for a while, until apparently you're gonna be able to see this big rift in the earth, and that it shouldn't be you shouldn't be able to miss it. It should be somewhat easy
Obvious.
to find. Yeah.
Just DM, minor thing. Before we left, could I have swiped a couple some things, receptacles of butter? I don't know, jars, maybe.
Yeah.
Sticks. I doubt they'd stickify that.
That's what gets us caught.
No.
As you guys try to leave, the guards are on high alert. They're locking the city down. Somebody has stolen the butter.
I thought he was serious for a second.
No,
It's
but as you
English
guys are
butter.
leaving,
That's real
you guys are making your way out of town with your wagon and stuff. You're leaving. You see there's a couple of the guards and some folks around the shop. And as you guys are passing that shop that you guys went, as you guys are passing, you're like, yeah, it looks like old Agnes's heart finally gave out. I know, she seemed good yesterday, but, you know, we found her. She had fallen out of her bed, laying face down next to her bed. Yeah, well, you know, we get to that age, and, you know, you see some of the guards that are there kind of just nodding along. They seem, you know, they don't question. Yeah, of course, this old lady died in her. At night, it was only a matter of time. She did seem spry, but, you know, you never know. That dark, cold hand comes for us all. Yeah, well.
And now no one's going to sleep with her. I hope you're happy, Bungo.
I'm gonna put my hand on Ren and just be like, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
I know.
I know how you feel. I know how you feel.
Fighting back sob.
I messaged Bungo. You're gonna have to explain you didn't tell him to kill her.
Didn't I? Do I?
You didn't tell him not to either.
That's true. That's true. Just to cover your own
So we'll
ass.
take a break there as you guys are making your way, heading out of town, towards the keep.
Okay.
Can you wait?
We'll be back in 10 or 15. All right. Muted. 2. We should be good. Yep.
So you guys take off that afternoon, leaving the town. Murmurs, poor old Agnes passed away, and along with that, the donation she gives to the local orphanage will of course stop, which was keeping it afloat, which will flood the streets with degenerates and that butterfly effect, my friend. No, as you guys make your way out of town, that's how a villain is born. One of those orphans hunting you guys out. As you guys make your way out of town, you
Gonna
look back
come
and you
back
see
as a revenant.
the small town um, fading from view, right? It's a weird mix, a mix of hope that you haven't really felt in a while, as you actually at least have a plan, and there's a hope to get out of here that keeps getting dashed. The longer you walk, the storms coming in, the reminders of all the things you've seen. Like, there's part of you, though, even though there's a glimmer of hope that this land will not let it happen, right? But then you got to shake that off and be like, nope, we got to do what we got to do and keep moving forward. But it eats at you as you make your way. Towards the end of your first night, you guys are walking along the river. There's some like wooded area next to you. Getting ready for the campment. You guys feel kind of a hum in the air. That sense of like, not even electricity, but like there's something like the air pressure dropped. There's something, and then you feel it as you're rumbling underneath your feet as the earth begins to shake and quake. You hear that deep groan, a monstrous sound, almost as if some great thing had been laying dead and breathed life from under the ground. And that's when the shaking really begins. It trembles, it rattles, it jostles, as you try to keep your feet from going out from underneath you. Just ahead of you, the earth opens up, about 2 foot wide. This crackling and clawing uh, ravine, or what would you call that? Um, like a rift in the ground. As the soil is being churned and trees are falling. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
Deck save.
Oh, natural 21. Natural 20.
20 total.
21, unless this is a trap.
No. An earth trap. Mother Earth is setting a trap. Bungo?
18, unless I have something else that.
You guys are all able to basically stay on your feet and able to kind of move out of the way as that rift. It ends up about 20 feet long. As this earth, you see the waters jostling and turning again, as it almost feels like the land is trying to rip itself apart, but it settles. And then you remember, what the Vistani had told you, that these had become more frequent, and that Soth, is the land, and the land is Soth. Some unrest, something is happening, and it's becoming more frequent. But after getting your bearings, you guys continue on. The land stops. You're able to avoid. You look down. It drops down about 50 feet into the darkness, into this crevice. But you're able to move on beyond it, making camp. I'm assuming in your tiny fucking hut, and it's comfortable. It's actually the most comfortable time of your travels, right? It's always kind of cold and wet, but in Bungo's magical, globe
Tiny
of
fucking hut.
yeah, tiny fucking hut.
Agreed.
What hut is it? A fucking hut. Where the fucking happens. You're able to get a decent night's rest. Knowing that you'll probably get to the keep. You're supposed to be getting to the keep by the end of the second night, or the second day. You guys are kind of making your way up through the lightly forested area next to it. It's not even really like, there's trees every 10 or 15 feet. It's just very lightly, little copse of trees. But you're definitely moving into going uphill as well. The weather it's raining, kind of soft rain and gray. Um, the wind though isn't blowing, luckily, but piercing the quiet air, a shrill scream alerts you, pierces the air in a short distance away, in a more wooded area. Um,
Can I, when this is going, if once we hear those screams, I'd like to start playing my counter counter charm
so as you,
until.
y- yeah, so as you hear that, like it's just one little like quick shriek kind of.
Okay.
But then as you're pulling out um, your lyre, or your hurdy-gurdy, you do hear something else, kind of a sound of loud cursing almost. It seems to be a man shouting over the sound of whimpers. You hear some faint pleas of mercy, and you can hear kind of a rattling noise.
Can I just send Memnock up and look?
What do you mean? You don't remember seeing the ghost with the crooked smile? When I spoke to you a week ago, you seemed certain enough, and you could remember the spot where you saw her. Now suddenly you've forgotten. Well, maybe this will help jog your memory.
Suddenly you hear the heavy sound of weapons hitting flesh. At the same time, you hear this just kind of bone-chilling scream from a woman. As Memnock makes his way up, peering through, he's not far, just a few trees ahead. You see there's 6 skeletons standing around, hacking a male elf to death, just standing over in blood and visceral and gore. A female elf is screaming. Another male elf, flanked by 2 more sword-wielding skeletons, is standing with his fists clenched while blood splatters him. A dwarf with bone-white sideburns is directing the actions. He steps forward and forces the female's head closer to the corpse.
Do you remember now, Athena? Huh? Or do I have to kill your brother as well as your husband? Lord Soth is too busy to tend to these matters himself, but he still wants to find his lady.
All I remember is howling! Nothing else! None of my memories are not right! The dwarf gestures to the skeletons, who turn slowly to the remaining elf, start to make their way towards the elf with the clenched fists.
I'm gonna say, it's Ariel. It's the right hand of Soth.
We need to intervene.
He's
Oh.
killing this group of elves.
Everything I heard about this guy is bad.
He has a
You
Let's
hear
go.
a
Let's
gory
go.
butchering sound as those skeletons have apparently made their way to the other elf.
Well, if you can't remember anything, I guess you're no good to me.
I'm gonna
do you
just
guys
stand fast and look at Bungo.
Go
time.
ahead.
The time. None of us are armored, right? Because it's night.
No, it's daytime. It's not night. It's
Oh,
the
oh,
next
oh.
day. Yeah.
So we just.
Oh,
woke up.
did we
We've been getting
get
ready.
Yeah, well, it's
divvy
in
up
there,
the
yeah.
items?
You guys never
guys
mentioned
don't
it,
know
I
about
guess.
Yeah.
but-
All right.
maybe you wanted to wait till you got far enough away from the town. You're muted.
Jeff, you're
You're
muted.
muted, Jeff.
Oh, all right. Bungo's got the armor. No, I'm sorry. Gideon's got the armor.
No,
and
nobody
Bungo-
said anything about it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still in
Muted
the.
it up.
Yep.
I'm saying Bungo's got the side piece and the
No.
loot, right? That's how it's going down.
Yeah. Well.
Maybe eventually, but nobody's sorted anything yet.
All
Yeah.
right, that's fine.
I still have it in the bag. Are we doing this? We could also wait and trail them.
Fuck
We're not
trailing
saving those
them.
people.
Let them
I
pass.
don't know. They've already killed 2. Like,
How
are we
many?
gonna-
It could be 6.
You hear
I'm-
some sound as though a last elven woman is probably getting hacked.
Well, looks like they made our decision for us. Let's.
Step into
Trail
the
'em.
woods. Let them pass. The sky is a beast.
You guys hear this kind of cursing and grunting sound from.
Worthless, damn pointy ears, sons of bitches. Be gone with yous.
And then you kind of hear this kind of I don't know what you sound like, a kind of a rustling, grating sound, as if almost like as if earth is being moved or dug.
I'm still looking.
Oh, you brought him back to tell everybody, I thought.
No, I left him there. I was just speaking while I was still in the dome.
You guys aren't in the dome though.
Oh, we're out of the
Okay,
dome.
well
now.
they
I was staying
disappear.
with the group. Okay.
Yep, they basically left, or he curses, and then you guys walks behind a tree and he's
Right.
gone. You guys are, yep.
They just sort of go out of view. Got it.
Well, the skeletons fall to bones and literally kind of just go into the earth. Like they just turn to bones and then
Dissipate.
not
Okay.
even dissipate, like get pulled into the
Yeah,
the dirt.
yeah. Just they're leaving. They're leaving.
All right, so
Oh,
are we going to investigate the crime scene? What can wait, Memnock, can Memnock follow the bones, or are they so far underground?
Oh,
It's
well,
not like a Bugs Bunny that we can follow.
Are they coming our way or going away from us?
They're just gone. The skeletons.
kind of disappeared.
Yep.
So I don't really know which way they went then.
Actually, I guess if Memnock probably. So what he would have seen, he definitely saw the bones disappear. What he would have saw the dwarf do is after he curses and stuff and he steps behind, Memnock could probably position himself to see that. You see, and as he does, you see kind of his face kind of contorts. It's hard to, like, in kind of a weird bestial form, and you see his hands get huge, like giant paws. I need to give me a survivor roll.
Okay.
Or in
Okay.
nature.
Okay. Survival. I'll go survival. 9.
So you're not sure exactly. It's weird, like giant
Bestial
furry
thing. Yeah.
claws, and he lets out a kind of a gurgling kind of growl, and he starts digging and burrowing into the earth. And you see he disappears quickly into like he tunnels in as the earth falls in behind him.
Just turned into some creature and burrowed away.
Oh, that's a typical dwarf thing. That's
Oh
actually
yeah, they can all do that.
I'm pretty sure like it's they're like moles, right?
No.
They can't see anything, right?
Yeah.
And they dig through the dirt.
No. But I've heard the stories in the villages. I don't know if that's some. I think we should. If we can avoid him, we should.
I agree. I think you're right. Just let him be. If he's aware of us at all, I think that bodes poorly for us once we actually get to the keep.
That is a very good point. Hey, speaking of which, do any of you read? I'm not talking to Gideon.
I'm actually very well read. So
Do
yeah.
you like books? You
No,
want to borrow a book?
no, I don't want to carry any of your equipment for you, Ren.
It's not about carrying. It's about like maybe when we have some downtime at night around the campfire, you could catch up on a book. Any of you guys want a book?
I think I'm focused
I'll tell
on
you what.
what's forward, as you should be
Guys,
too.
that's what I am focused. So short-sighted, you stupid fucking fighter. What about you guys? One of the more educated guys. Would you like a book?
I never turned down shit paper.
All right, so well, now you discouraged me from giving you a book. It's one of my favorites, and I picked it out just for you. It's called Thieves Can't, or Can They? And it's
Wow.
I'll take it.
yeah. All right, but this is just on loan. I do want that back.
Okay, I won't use it to wipe my butt.
Thank you. All right, Bones, would you like a book?
No.
We need more thieves can't. Less thieves can't.
What, you can't read? You can't fucking read?
I read very well.
Get one with pictures.
I'm not giving him a smut book. That one's mine. Alana, would you like a book? I can say
No, that's a hard no. That's a hard no.
All right. All right. Well then, all right. Let's go inspect this crime scene. Right.
So as you approach, you just see literally like 3 piles of kind of visceral. You can kind of make out, but they were just like hacked. Um,
An elf lay here and here.
So, any of the tracks similar to when I used to home with my dad? Like, did they resemble any?
yeah, you can give me a survival roll as you check that stuff out.
All right.
Can I rifle through their dead, soaking, blood-soaked pockets? I mean,
Yeah, they didn't have anything. These
Mm.
were like their clothes were very, they were peasants.
We're obviously on a different place. So I rolled a 9.
Yeah, you're not sure.
Yeah.
He
Yep.
doesn't. Yeah.
guys, should I strip their bodies or leave their clothes on?
Leave them on. Give them some respect.
Yeah.
I mean, they're dead now. What are
That's true.
they? But we're not digging holes, right? We're just gonna
I think we just
let
keep
nature.
going.
Yeah, we gotta let nature take its gifts when it can. So, okay. So that happened, and we let that happen. We allowed our complacency to play out, and that happened. And what have we learned from it?
That we're still alive.
Good
So,
point.
as you guys make your way on, from the horrific scene, and you kind of still hear that woman screaming in your head, but 1 second.
So, Bones, my plan is to take the rapier and the mandolin,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can divvy up any scrolls. But the mandolin is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. I've never seen it before.
It's crazy, dude.
So, take whatever scrolls you want, and then
What are you guys talking about?
Book stuff.
the books. You'd know if you took one of these books.
I'm not
Well,
taking.
no, I mean like they're talking. You want a book?
No. I already told you I have enough books. I have the only
I'll
book.
give you a great book. I'll give you a book you will love.
All right, never mind.
it's not-
Forget I asked. Just keep on walking. We should probably.
So are you guys divvying like who? None of the items have been divvied out.
Yeah,
Right, like
that's what
we're
I'm
trying
saying.
We
We
haven't. We haven't. I was back channeling with.
Yeah, Bones and Bungo just messaging mentally, communicating.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, he
Um,
can't. Can you message back?
Yeah, I
Oh, I
can
guess
message
these
him
are-
and then he can respond.
Sweet.
So, but it has to go back and forth. So I always have to say something. you can't go on. So yeah, I'll give. He has the mandolin and the rapier.
When are you giving it to him? Right now, like you can
I
do
guess
it.
we'll
but-
just go to the back, like in the cart, because we have a cart, right?
Hmm?
Yeah. So we'll hop off our horses, go in the cart.
You guys see him handing stuff out.
Yeah.
Ruffling through some packages. I mean, it's not like they wouldn't notice.
I'm also gonna pull some food out, just so it looks like I'm doing other stuff as well from the boxes. Some of that nice food that I got.
Hey,
Yeah, no, you
speaking
can
of
see him.
which,
No, you can see like them pulling things that aren't food out. I mean,
We
Yeah,
run
yeah,
out-
I know, but just making me look more busy and
are you saying you're hungry? You want to cook something?
just pulling stuff out for whenever we stop. Should be soon.
All right.
it's probably a good place to stop right here. One halt.
Good boy.
yeah. Give him a little ear scratch under the chin.
So you guys, you see the rapier being pulled out. I think that'd be pretty obvious. The mandolin. I mean, you guys are right there. It's daytime. I don't think they're not gonna
Sure.
not see that.
What?
You see him pulling you might not necessarily know right off the bat that it's the same one, but you see like a weapon, and then you start to see, you can hear the musical instrument being pulled out.
Hey, Gideon and Ren, I took a loan. Took out a loan from Cyril. Syndrome. See, I gotta get her name right. So now I owe her money. We could never have afforded all this stuff, and I gave her the location of the treasure that we didn't recover, and then I also took a loan for some additional funds, um, and she purchased these goods for us, and
I'll pull out the helmet of the plate mail.
I think given where we're going and our goals of wanting to get out of here, we all need to be max protected, and it'd be great if
I'll take the helmet.
I grab that shit before Ren gets it. I just palm it, and look at it. I mean, it looks the same as the one from the store before they even say anything. I would imagine.
Yeah, now you could. Yeah, it definitely is now. Like in the javelin, that was very particular. You see everything but the ring.
I would have just put my gloved hand right on Bungo's head. Just rub his hair and chuckle a little bit. All right, we're talking now.
good.
So you can go ahead and add plate mail of resistance. It's going to be force resistant. So it's plate mail. It's magical for the purpose of being magical, and it gives you resistance to force damage.
Okay.
What were those scrolls again? I think we got
It's
them all, but I just want to double check.
Slow, Snillock, Snowball Swarm, and Augury.
Oh yeah, I gotta look if I have.
Take it.
No.
The rapier and the half plate is there, even though it's probably in the javelin. Mandolin.
What was the half plate again?
Adamantine half plate. So just gives you immunity to critical hit.
What's mine right now? So I can wear half plate.
Yeah.
That'll help, buddy.
What do you
Scale
have right now?
mail.
Scale mail +1, or just regular scale mail?
It's the mariner scale mail. So I
Oh,
can
that's right.
swim-
Yeah.
Swim in the water.
Well, that's tough because now it's like, well, you might want to keep it just in case you need it.
But I think I'll get more AC with the adamantine half plate. If no one else wants that, because Alana has her armor.
Yeah.
You guys can't wear that. I'll
I
take
can't
it.
even think about
I
wearing
have
it.
something. I have something I have to give away too. The amulet of Carver, the Carver's amulet of resistance. Because I need my ring of mind shielding, and then I have the signet of Hammerfell, and now this mandolin. That anyone interested, amulet of Carver's resistance grants the wearer enhanced resilience, advantage on saving throws against necrotic damage, and resistance to exhaustion. Allows you to understand and speak Abyssal, and advantage on charisma checks against undead or with undead creatures. I like it. I don't have it.
God, that'd be such a great necromancer's tool.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I've got the ring of the ram, but I don't know which is better, that or the ring.
I can also give it away staff of the python because I can't use that either now.
And actually, the mandolin is the only thing that takes attunement.
Those instruments.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the instrument. Yeah, that's what the mandolin does take attunement. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the only one that out of all the
Damien,
magic items.
can you remind me the rules for the casting the scrolls?
If it's on your spell list, you can cast it, and if it's within a spell level, you can do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know it, but it's in your spell list. If it's above what level you can cast, then you got to make a check. Yeah.
And if it's not on your spell list, you just can't cast it.
You just can't cast it. Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause it doesn't make any sense that a sorcerer can cast.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A cleric spell. That's never been. Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I can take any of them then, because I can't use any of those spells. So bungo.
Armor force resistant plate is attunement required, it says.
Oh, does it? Okay, I didn't actually double check. I just assumed. So
Yeah. Yep,
I'm
it
glad you
does.
looked. I just assumed.
Alright.
Does someone want the Ring of the Ram? Because I think I'll take the amulet if someone wants the Ring of the Ram.
I love the idea of the Ring of the Ram, but I am fully attuned out. And
Yeah.
Attunement is tough.
This,
Don't
I mean,
wanna
this is where we might just have to leave something. This is that point in the game where it's like we just. Oh yeah, let me read this. Let me read it.
You put it in the bag. Put it in the
Yeah.
bag and hold.
Yeah, like the Mariners split. Like imagine a year from now, you're like, yo, you're going on a trip.
Oh yeah,
across the
yeah.
ocean.
just
You're
put
like,
that
I
in the
might wear
cart.
my Mariners. Like,
Yeah.
it only takes an hour. You can drop your attunement almost, I think, instantly in an hour to.
let's dig it out of the bag, dust it
So-
off, get some use.
Oh, definitely.
So I have a question, Damien, because this might totally completely change my answer. The resistance against the effects of exhaustion, does that just mean I don't get levels of exhaustion?
No, it just means anytime you have to make a check to get a level of exhaustion, anytime because there's plenty of times you have to make a save or something, or you take exhaustion, you get advantage on that roll. So no, you can still get
Okay.
exhaustion. You're not immune to exhaustion.
So like if
It's
I
just-
stayed up and didn't take a long rest, I would still get the exhaustion from that?
yes,
that's
if
automatic.
It's automatic. Yep, if it's
Yeah, yeah.
automatic, yes.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. Because if I didn't, that would
Then,
be
of
really
course-
nice
course.
because I can just
Yeah,
get
yeah.
the rest as a warlock and
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'll take the Javelin of Lightning if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, no, I want you.
yeah, take that.
I'll fix
I'm
it to
gonna
my
keep the
back.
ring.
Who took the rapier? Did anybody take the rapier?
I
I'll go.
would take that. Is it a +1? Like what is
One.
it? Like
It's just a +1 rapier. Yep.
okay, yeah, I don't. That or Drake's dagger.
I'm gonna keep the ring of the ram.
All right.
Sweet.
So the
And
next
then,
time
yeah.
we prep, we can attune.
Yeah.
So, you guys divvy out your stuff. Travel a little bit longer. You can up ahead see the giant ravine, well off in the distance, an hour or so, but you can see that just drop off, and on the far side, you can easily walk around it. I mean, it's like a half-mile long. It's off in the distance, but you can continue the way you're going and kind of circle around it. But on the far side, at a high point, as the sun is starting to set, creating a silhouette of this tall, lean tower coming off of what appears to be a keep of some sort. Looks like it's resting at the high point next to this ravine. And if you guys walk directly to it, you would hit the ravine, but you can just kind of skirt the edge about a half a mile or so and walk around it. And it looks like you just kind of walk right up. It's uphill. It's at the highest point on the edge of this ravine that you can reach what appears to be this walled keep off in the distance.
Let's set up camp.
Gideon, you want to borrow a book at all? I got a couple you might like.
No.
Um,
I'm
when
gonna-
we're in the dome, is it okay or safe to start a fire for, say, a cooking source,
Yeah,
or do I need to do that outside?
no, I think it. Yeah, I think it'd be fine. I don't think it's gonna trap the smoke. I don't know.
Alright.
Let's just gonna make an easy ruling on that.
Thank
can
you.
start a fire. Or
Thank you.
now that I'm thinking about it, now all kinds of traps and such as they drop like cloud kill in your trap to get in.
Exactly. It's-
No.
So,
assuming you guys are taking watches.
while we're hanging out, I'm gonna do my best to try to prepare some of our food. Now, I'm not real savvy yet, but I did gain a basic fundamental understanding of all these utensils. I
Yeah.
pull them out, and I've got my book, and I'm
What is
gonna.
cooking? Is that a survival roll or?
I don't know, but I also am not proficient in cooking. Like, I do not have that as a thing.
We've done it as wisdom checks before. We've done it as like a dexterity check before.
All I know is Tim said it's not intelligence.
Yeah. It's definitely not.
So
Not intelligence.
Well, I hope it's wisdom. But well, I don't know. Wiz Dex. Honestly, I don't care at all. Even if it isn't int. My point is, none of you are going to benefit from
Okay,
a
so you're
meal.
just making a check. It's a D20, and it's actually like making a. You're not proficient in the cooking utensils, so you don't get that.
I'm not, but I do have them, so I shouldn't get disadvantage.
That's true.
So just a D20.
Yep.
All right. Sorry, fellas. Um, this meal is a 4.
So you can add your wisdom. We'll do wisdom for now.
All right, we'll do a 4, but this meal is a 7.
It isn't great. It, not the best meal you've had. I mean, it's not like you wouldn't eat it, but you're like, I don't know what you did here. You undercooked some and you overcooked some other, and but it's first
It's
time I suppose.
food. It isn't much.
I'm going to explain some of the measuring devices I'm going to info dump the measuring devices at Bones, and I'm just going to continue to talk to him about the names of utensils.
It's very good. The whole time I'm just using prestidigitation to change the flavor every time I eat it.
tough.
It's really good.
That's actually not, that's not bad. That's clever.
But you guys is again, it's quite eerie in we call it the shadow of this keep. What you do notice though in the middle of your rest, you're a couple hours away. You just ever so slightly on the wind, you hear this sound of singing, beautiful and haunting, um, and you keep catching yourself zoning out. You don't, as you kind of, it's one of those things where it just kind of you don't even realize you're really listening to it before you kind of shake your head. It sounds like multiple singers, all female, um, and they're speaking a language none of you have ever heard before.
Do they give off a Vistani vibe?
No, and I think they have a distinct vibe and sound and feel. You've heard their music and the way that they don't give off that. It's more of a, if anything, with your insight, like it sounds elven, like the voice of elven maidens is what it sounds like to you. Though there's a sadness, a sorrow, and a tinge of maybe anger. It's beautiful but haunting.
All right, look, guys, I don't speak the lingo, but I'm pretty sure that's sad dead elf song. Usually reserved for sad dead elf girls. You know what I mean? So it's not a great omen.
Does everyone have their rings on?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And who's carrying the amulet?
Alana has it.
Yeah, you guys noticed, like, well, you walked off to take a piss, and the further you get away from Alana, the easier it is for you to kind of get lost in the sound of the song. It's not like you ever got, even you're probably 100 feet away and didn't like lose yourself, but you felt the further you went away, the more you caught yourself slipping into just kind of listening to the song. And then when you come back, you kind of feel like, yes, it's still alluring, but you're not so easily distracted or caught off guard by it.
Okay. Bedtime.
Your night, the can't help but dream of this haunting song. You're awoken to a slight rumble as you think again the earth is going to quake and rip open, though it subsides rather quickly. It's just kind of a light shaking awakens you right before the sun would be rising. Whoever had the last watch, was awake. You see your fires a little disrupted, um, but it seems like a bit of a tremor running through the ground as you awaken to the deep deep red sunrise.
Morning.
Well, I'm gonna start trying to re-cook what I cooked last night.
I don't know if there's anything good about this morning.
I would have tried to attune to the mandolin, by the way.
Yeah, it works. As you've gone through it, as you said, kind of meditate and like you're basically tuning it a little bit, feeling it out, and kind of like you would do with any musical instrument, but really getting a feel for it. It is very nicely crafted. What you notice too is there's a little bit of wear in the places you think there would be along the neck of it,
Fretboard.
where the hand would kind of fretboard, yeah, as you would slide up it a little bit, it even though it's magical and it clearly holds great power, this thing has lovingly been played many, many, many times, right? Um, there's wear on the what's it called? Your little tuning, um,
Tuning pegs.
Yep.
yeah, there's wear on those, and it's just it's worn in the right ways that somebody has played this, um, you know, a lot. Um, and as you tune to it, you can't help, you know, kind of feel that sense of camaraderie that you had when you first met Sarabin. Remember, he was the first one you guys met that could really remember, who was from the
Yeah.
place you came from, right? Like it was different. You guys made friends with Syndrol, and there's a few others that you were friendly with, but there was a connection that you couldn't have with anybody else but Sarabin because he was from that place, and you kind of feel that, and you do see written, on the back of it is his motto, which is the bard who told his own tale, and you are attuned to it.
Hell yeah.
So it's like a
You also get
62.
advantage on performance checks with it
Ooh,
Hell
it's,
yeah.
if you do a performance with it.
it's like a 62 Fender Strat that Clapton played when he was,
yeah.
writing his jams. Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm going to attune to my plate too.
Perfect. Yeah. Did you add it too? So your AC's gone. What's your AC now?
19.
Nice.
Damn. With the new armor, I'm now at 21 with a shield.
Oh, I can go up higher with the shield, but my armor is at 19. This is the highest armor class I've ever had in the game, so I'm ready. I'm like SpongeBob. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
What are you guys doing?
Is the path still big enough for us to bring the horses and the cart on?
Yeah. Probably right up the gate.
Okay, well, hold on. What are we gonna say?
Not it.
Would you like to leave?
I'd say that's not my department.
Bungo.
Bungo?
So what I was thinking is that we have the opportunity to not go in guns a blazing. That we can willingly
Agree.
enter in here, and we don't need to sneak around and try to go through the crevasse. We can go in the front door. Try to treat with Lord Soth. And I think one good thing that we should do is consider a gift, um, which would probably be customary coming into his home.
What sort of gift?
I was thinking this, and I pull out the coded journal from my first session. He doesn't need anything, right? Presumably.
Yes.
And this seems like a personal item that might interest him.
That's curious. I like that. I like that more than other things I was going towards.
Maybe one of Ren's books too. You might like those.
Maybe we could trade like a 1-for-1.
Maybe like a book club.
Yeah.
So part of me is like, let's just be straight with the guy and be like, we're trying to get back to where we're from. Do you think you could help with that? You know,
And then what do we do when he says no?
ask for a book back. um, well, what's the way to get out of here, right? Way to get out of here, like the mechanism at the house somehow. We don't know how that works. Were we told we have to kill this guy, or
You
I
were
mean, we
told
were
what?
told he's the only way out,
he's the
Well,
only way out?
here,
but
guys,
we don't know exactly what that means.
I've been trying to educate you for days now. But look, I got this one book, and
Don't say you're gonna sleep with this guy.
well, not me, but you're on to the right idea. All right, so where's my one that's fully read? About sloth. All right, no, you, all,
Spectre of the
notes.
Black
There we go.
Rose.
All right, so Spectre of the Black Rose, and one of the things I learned about it from it is a lot about Lord Soth's emotional state. And for the sake of this, I'm just gonna read a summary. Is that okay? DM in.
DM me in. Hey-oh.
Though anger and rage seems to be his modus operandi, but that is because he lacks emotional intelligence. He truly is a tragic figure who is filled with jealousy, regret, and shame, but he's unable to cope with those emotions, and instead they manifest as rage. He seeks the soul of, and I apologize, Kit, I'm going to butcher your name, Kitiara,
You nailed it. That's couldn't say
as
it
he
better myself.
thinks this as he thinks this will bring him purpose, but once again Soth misses the point. Allowing the soul of Kitiara to rest might bring some sort of peace for the Death Knight, but his jealousy and possessiveness doesn't allow him to see this. And then I, blah, 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 it's some voodoo you ain't gonna hear do. Sorry, that it sounded better in my head.
No, I mean that is good like yeah, great information to about,
All right, so
about
the
who
moral
Soth
of
is.
this story is we gotta like allow my girl Kitty to rest somehow. And I have no idea where she is yet. Do I?
No, you guys have heard that. Remember his original tale? You had heard that, you know,
Yeah, I was just
they
I'm
forgot
covering
her,
my
but
bases
yeah,
knowing that I may have forgotten.
yep. No.
Okay. And his
I think
wife
it's
died. Is
probably
that correct?
yeah, it's probably a good idea to because again, Ren would remember this. It's been
Yeah.
less than a month, so he would remember this. And I'll just give you guys. I won't give you the whole thing. There's a lot. I mean, I can, and it's important to that. But the his story is that he was once kind of the pinnacle of a knight, right? Was in his land of Salamnia. Was um, there was different levels to the knights, and he was a knight of the Rose, which is the highest order, and he had had his own keep and was a man of great honor. He was married um, to his wife, um, and who but then he fell in love with um, Isolde, an elven maiden. Long story short, though, his jealousy and rage. So he had his other seneschal, not Asriel, but his original seneschal, by the name of Caradoc, which is mentioned in that story you heard from the Mistani, kill his wife so that he could be with his new Isolde. However, uh, due to his evil act and his lying and all that, he he saw his son as what his son looked like, what reflected his morals and is this monster that and others had whispered in his ear that Isolde had cheated on him, all these things. In his rage, he killed instead of doing his duty and saving the town of Plantheus. Because remember, he could have been saved. He was a knight, followed Paladine, this great god of good. Instead of doing that, he wheeled his horse around, and went back and in a rage killed his wife and his son, and let the whole city burn. So he not only did all these terrible things, he was given a chance, and again, he could not let his rage subside. Um, that's when he was consumed by the fire of the gods and became what he was, a shattered creature of undeath, Death Knight.
It's
However,
a
he met
deep
another
move.
Kitiara,
Wait,
the woman with the crooked smile, and a dragon high lord, um, and they tried to basically conquer the land. She got killed. He sought her soul to bring it back from the land of the dead, um, and that's really where you guys are at with it. So he's this yes, he is a tragic figure, but he also has had many chances to So this Kitiara, the one with the crooked smile, she's dead, but he searches for her, whatever that means. Yep.
Any chance within this book that there were occasional etchings, prints, some sort of art? Would would there been a sort of signifier of this woman with a crooked smile, or is it just pure text?
It describes her, if that's what you mean. Like, it does
Yeah.
talk of her,
I was just looking like, was there, even if it wasn't a first person, connection, did someone try to recreate what this woman with a crooked smile looked like?
they don't try to
If the,
draw it or anything, but they absolutely describe her.
okay.
Um, so, the idea of a crooked smile, basically, that when somebody smiles and kind of one of the half of their face kind of smiles up further. But she is described as a beautiful woman of a tan skin and dark, kind of curly hair. Warrior, though, described as a woman, a dragon high lord. They mention her. She rode on the back of a mighty blue dragon, commanded an army. She was Soth's equal in that sense, and they raised the land together. Raz, um,
Mm.
until she died. So they describe her as, imagine like and she wore blue scale armor to match her dragon. This warrior woman, um,
Mm.
dressed in this. Thing. I'm trying to find a picture of her for you guys. This old second edition. But
Are you dumping
Okay.
cheese whiz in your face hole?
I'm gonna give you the
Oh,
second edition
Jesus,
art,
Bungo!
which I fucking love, and you guys probably won't, but because it isn't technically, let's say, as good as other art, but um, it's what I remember growing up for sure. Where did I do? What happened to that? Shit.
I'm down with all kinds of it, but I want you to know that if you show me your art, you may ruin the beautiful piece that I've created inside my mind.
Okay, yeah. If you don't want art, if you guys would
No,
rather kind
I'm fucking bullshitting you. I need you all to know that I don't actually have a real mind's eye. I can only visualize things that I've already seen.
so here's the second edition drawing of her, which I'm fine. Dark hair,
Nice.
plate armor, stern visage, uh,
Yeah.
well proportioned, muscular, a warrior woman.
Hell yeah. Okay. Well, I feel like we should utilize that somehow, but I don't know how we would without just taking on another job.
What if they're all connected?
What do you mean?
Jesus, Bungo, for fuck's sake.
Oh, oh man, you know they had a beard hair in it.
I am fucking. I've lost my appetite
Wait, so hey, I got a question.
for life.
I got a question, Damien. Does this look like the lady that was in the mad scientist house?
No,
Okay,
they don't. No, it didn't look like that woman looked different.
all right. I was just checking. Just checking.
Plans upon plans.
I still want to kill that guy.
So
Me too.
we know that he had these two women, and then he's searching for one. Are they both? And they're both dead. Like one's alive. Like
Every woman who's been in his life has died. His original wife, he had his seneschal kill. His second wife, he killed with his bare hands. And well, this wasn't his wife necessarily, Kitiara.
Yeah.
He was an undead at that point, but he was infatuated. He was in love with her as they teamed up basically to kind of become warlords, if you
Yeah.
know, and basically wage war against the land of Slom in the land of Slom.
And she died, and now
She
he's
died,
looking,
and you guys aren't
looking
sure
for
what
her.
happened after that to him. Though, how
This
he
is all
ended up
bullshit. It's all bullshit. This guy's running around laying literal bone, as far as I'm concerned. And I can't just go live a happy life with my 6 Vistani wives. It's not
Alright.
fair. It's not fair.
Becoming a Death Knight, and then I suppose you can.
so we're back to when we talk to him. You know, we say we're still back to like, hey, we'd like to leave. Yeah, see what he says.
Yeah, feel him out.
If he says no, do we kill him? Do you think we can?
I don't know if we can.
Well, you said it, Bungo.
We
Get
might
out or
force it.
die trying.
Yeah. We could try to pump him for information about how we get out, even if he won't let us.
Yeah, this is just an idea of what's your average Vistani.
Oh God, you're just trying to get Jeff fired up now. He's instigating.
No, that's exactly my point. I mean, Bungo's here talking about dying to get out or whatever. I'm like, why not? Hear me out, fellas. Bungo, what the fuck? But we settle in. Bungo, you love music. The Vistani are beautiful people. I would love to marry
You know
1
what you
to
could do?
7.
You could all take your rings off, unattuned, go drink for a month, and you'd never even know.
That's a good point.
Ignorance is bliss, my friend.
But all right. So I like that Demian is trying to blue pill us, but I'm not done with my poly my poly based relationships with several Vistani women of all ages, and we're gonna make it a reality show called My One Big Vardo or something. I don't know. It's a work in progress, but that.
I would like to
better
leave
than
this place.
Better than diet. All right, fine. All right, let's move on. We'll go back to Bungo's idea of eating cheese out of can and trying to escape this place.
Maybe he has better food in there. And I'm eating cheese out of a can because that slop that you cooked this morning. So,
Woo!
That's fair.
That's true.
That
That's
is
a good
fair.
point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you
I
kinda
ruined some of our good food.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we just gotta go.
Play it by ear.
Bungo, you lead. I'll back you up.
I'll stay in the back.
On the
You guys make your way up. You know, it's gonna take a couple hours to get the keep. The day gets gray and gray, and by the time you guys are 20 minutes away from getting to the keep, it's kind of pouring rain now, and looks like the typical storms that kind of roll in most days, but this one's a bit more severe. But it's early. It's probably like 11 noon maybe. Um, but it is still kind of like it's very uh, dreary. As you guys approach, you see that the keep itself is on very precarious, right on the edge of this ravine. I mean, couldn't be any closer to the ravine. Its tower, its wall, the outer wall seems very well. Um, it's very martial. It's ready for battle. It is very much a sturdy black stone wall, um, 20 foot high. You see that there's a base, like any kind of keep. What really catches your attention though is it does go up quite a few floors. It's quite tall and gets narrow to almost kind of becoming a single spire there towards the top. So it's not quite as wide or sprawling as a lot of keeps are, because many times keeps within the walls you're going to have like a smithy and there's more than, and then the keep itself is wide. This is still big, but it gets more narrow. It's more tight and cramped and claustrophobic. Um, its top is, black slate roof, and the lightning striking around it. As you approach, you can get the sense that this place seems dead, quiet. There's no one walking the walls. Um, None of that. Um, yeah. As you approach, you see that there is like a, the entrance is like a portcullis, but it's raised. It's not down.
Why are there no guards?
Don't need them.
Maybe he's
Yeah,
not
is the
afraid.
place abandoned?
Who'd want to go in here? Yeah, just us.
Just find a way out. Just find
I'm
a way out.
gonna just have Memnock go ahead of us. Invisible, just ahead, looking. Still like, our level.
He kind of goes
Uh,
peeks into the courtyard. He sees it looks pretty empty. There's, there's some stairs going up into different areas. There's some doors, like, you see there's like some arrow, like, that haven't been used in years, but like the hay circles for like archery practice. That there's some things like that around. But for the most part, it seems pretty empty.
um, as we go through, I'm just gonna do my usual trap search, that kind of thing. Well, let's go. Right?
Okay, let me move you guys over real quick.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
No.
Loading.
Oh god.
Oh shit, I need to get, Ren, sorry, you don't have vision for some reason. Hold on. There you go. If you need to, you might have to, like, um, refresh. Can everybody see?
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's hard to tell right now. You're kind of in that hallway. Like, if you move, so you're going into where the portcullis is. If you guys move your tokens forward a little bit, you'll see it kind of spread out into the courtyard. Basically, the walls are on each side. Let me put on the. Hold on, real quick, too.
Mm-hmm.
On explore. Where the fuck was all that? There we go. Okay. So now it'll start making more sense as you guys move around a little bit. But you can see as it opens up into this courtyard, there's some pathways going up, and there's, pathways over here. There's an opening over here, but it's just quiet. Looks like there isn't a lot of, it hasn't been there. Not much has been going on here in the last a while. But
Maybe no one's home.
I don't know if that'd be good or bad.
Maybe he died. No one here.
I mean, isn't he immortal or undead? Like, what is?
Yeah, what does die mean?
I don't know. Alana usually does this sort of thing.
Yeah, she's back there eating cheese from a can.
Feels so good. I think it's something I ate.
I told her, don't do as Bungo does. It's a pure recipe for disaster.
She's like, no, this is trying to help it. I was thinking it's from breakfast.
Diarrhea played out.
Oh fuck! I food poisoned Alana.
Do we go in? Do we approach the main door?
I think that's up to you, Bungo. You're the one that's gonna have to parlay.
All right, so let's move as a group.
Yeah, let's all go. Come on.
Everyone keep a little bit of distance from each other, but let's move up towards the front door.
All right, I'm gonna stay in the back.
Is there a front door?
Not like in the sense of like there's like I said, there's this goes into the keep. This over here goes into the keep somewhat. There's these right here are stairs going up that do go into other places. Like you can't see it on the map. So Memnock kind of peers down
Yeah.
into this area. We'll just pause right there. There's a large it's a large room. You can see that some of the ceiling planks have fallen onto the ground. There's tapestries on the wall that have been blackened by fire. And it looks like this room has just been a bit not destroyed, but a bit you know been roughed up a bit.
Yeah.
But you do see that on some of the tapestries appears to be great battles between knights riding dragons. Um, you see that there's a staircase that dominates the far end. Well, two. There's one that kind of raises a short one that raises up, but then there's a staircase that leads up deeper into taller into the castle. A massive throne though is set in this room, black veined marble and studded with blood red gems. You see a flicker of movement overhead catches your eye, something moving along the heavy beams. You ready yourself before you see a couple large rats just run across.
How far up does it go?
What? This here?
So poke
This is
my
like
head in those rats.
Yep.
It's like a big open room.
Yep, and so there's this little stairs that goes up to this higher platform over here, and then these stairs go actually up into the keep. But yeah, the beams are 15 foot up probably.
There's more stairs over here, but I'm not sure it's the main entrance. Should we stick to the main entrance? I don't want to, or we start skulking now.
We should stay together. Keep on the path, I think.
So I'd back out of there. That ain't anything. We'll walk over to the right. Try to see a little bit more.
Same thing as the stairs go up into the darkness. You step into this room, you see it opens into this kind of some pillars, and there's these fine chairs or benches with like black leather, but it's covered in dust. There's some fires burning. There's fires burning in these braziers. There's another stairway going up here. You see a large kind of dining room. It opens up over here. This is just like a keep. Like as you step in, you're like, this is gonna open. It's definitely meant. It's more of a military keep too. Like you can get that sense to it. Yes, it's a keep and it has this kind of royal sense to it, but it also is very functional, very Spartan in the sense of like the stone is sturdy and strong and you see that there's multiple tables in this room.
This feels more like a main entrance over here, guys.
Agreed.
You see that there's 4 large tables in this room. It could probably sit like 40 or 50 people. There's also a dark room over here, kind of sounds like maybe music coming from in there, just very faintly.
Something in here.
Can you move Alana up with us so we don't?
guys
Hello?
really hollow and echoing sounds of footsteps. Just pause right there for a second. As Memnock looks through this over here, he um, sees that this room is furnished with some elegant couches, but they're now stained with like mold. The leather is. There's a large harp in here as well, and that's what the sound you heard. Sorry. Large harp at the center of the room. Yeah. There's also a harpsichord that's broken in there, but you see that the strings on the old harp are kind of plucking along on their own. This
Interesting.
eerie
It's a
sound.
harp playing itself.
The rare trick.
Have him not go in. He's still flying, so not touching the floor or the walls or anything.
Yeah, as you go in there, you see it's
Is this a pillar here in the center?
yeah,
Okay.
and there's a harp in there. Just the strings are stringing themselves.
Hmm. Careful, Bungo. I don't know if it's safe in there.
I back up.
Hello.
I sent somebody a message.
I'm hesitant to go much further without Alana.
You guys look around. You actually realize Alana's not with you. Just messing.
Oh, guys.
Just 1 second, real quick, guys. Just 1 second. Hold on, and we'll.
Where's Alana? Oh, there you are.
Sorry, hold on 1 second. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Nemnock flies up to Gideon.
Well,
and
he
is
doesn't
not-
see anything because Memnock
Oh,
would be invisible.
that's right.
They're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
10 feet of me.
Can you see? Oh shit. So yeah, you're right. He does know you're there. You feel Memnock get closer, like which isn't
Yeah, no.
outwardly.
I'm gonna look at
Yeah,
Bones.
Normal. You see Bones is you see Bones is like watching Memnock watching something, and he's like tracking it, and he looks really confused. And you see like strains, and then looks really confused again. And Memnock's gonna attack you. 15.
This is.
So
So you're not really expecting. You don't really trust Memnock, but you're not still expecting it. Is all of a sudden this
yeah, he just has to
stinger.
follow my commands. So if I decide like you're not doing this, he usually like can't do it. So
As the stinger comes at you, and at the last second you turn, and your new armor is the only reason it deflects off of
oh,
you.
I'm gonna dismiss him.
Let's roll. Yep, you can do that. He disappears.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know.
I'm gonna just take like a half
Hey,
a step
Gideon,
towards you,
Gideon.
Bones, and be like,
I
"This is not
I'll
the
actually-
fucking time."
I'll drop down on one knee, actually. Be like, it wasn't me. This place has weird things. Don't go near that harp. I'm gonna step out here.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna try and summon him again, like, right here.
Okay.
I'm keeping my eye on Bones.
Okay. Sorry, he shows up fine.
Yes,
That's
master.
okay. What the fuck was that? I say it in do I speak Infernal? I think I do. No, I don't. I say it in this. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm only here to serve, master.
Why did you attack Gideon? Didn't listen to me when I
I can
told you
think
to
of
stop.
many reasons why I would want to attack him.
Yes, but why did you?
Though I don't know why I did.
Okay. Don't go near the harp.
Confused.
Confused. Like how?
He smiles at Gideon.
Go apologize to him.
Why? Yeah, it's the first time he's questioned anything you've said to him.
I'll try and like command him, like go apologize to him.
He stares at you hard before he floats over to Gideon.
My deepest and most sincere apologies, my lord.
Beat it.
I'll walk up back next to both of them. I'll say to Memnock, you really suck at that. You really have to get better.
No, I really mean it. It's just like over the top, like I'm so no. As you guys hear, kind of you guys are talking a little bit. It doesn't sound like it's approaching, but you hear off in the keep somewhere. You know, there's a lot of stairs. You hear some heavy boot sounds, and it sounds like multiple ones. That, you know, it's not like it's immediately coming, but you definitely, for the first time, have heard.
Hear them like echoing around.
Yeah, some movement somewhere in the keep, and it's actually because it's so quiet, apart from the rain and the thunder. But like nothing's going on in the keep. Actually, the loudest thing you guys have heard from within the keep, until you heard that those footsteps, was the whipping of the torches that were burning. You know, but now it's not that loud. But this you hear that sounds like multiple boots hitting somewhere softly, or you know, it sounds softly, but it could be, who knows how far. Is it this? The sound really carries as the first sound, you know, that you guys can really make out activity. And we'll call it there, since you're right. You don't want to go any further without a lot, and I don't want to run.
Yeah.
You know, but you definitely want to have your next. You know, you definitely want to have everybody for this one.
Oh yeah.
So we'll end there, as you guys are
Oh shit!
of Memnock and the eeriness. You know, you weren't sure.
Man, I gotta say, I really wanted to stab him. You didn't give me a chance. This is like the one chance I had a reason. Like, legit, I could have just fucking poked him. Just boop.
Man, that's so interesting for Bones.
Man, Damien, great session, guys. MVP, Mr. Todd. Whew. Worked that way.
Yeah.
Worked that way. All right.
Died. Roller stuff.
I'm happy in my plate now. So thank you.
That was great. Yeah.
We got Arcanus Rebirth Tuesday, and then we'll be back here with the full squad Saturday. So
As you guys are in the keep. You're in Nedregard Keep.
ah!
We're here, baby.
Place
We are
since the
here.
very beginning.
Ah!
Sessions in.
All right.
And yet it's somehow like lacking, like it's eerily uneventful so far.
Yeah.
I don't know what you expected,
so
but
far.
you certainly have seen nothing.
All right. Well, peace out, guys.